It's time to get your mind right with the Mind on Greatness podcast crew. Welcome to the Mind on Greatness podcast show.
Welcome, y'all. Y'all already know it is. It's the Mind on Greatness podcast. I'm the host, one of your hosts. Big Boss Hog K Po through the door. Here to talk this football, baby. And we got Brody in the hustle ready for the tussle because he gonna go and get it off the muscle. Shout out to all my soldiers out there. You know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all. We appreciate y'all for y'all service, man. Week 18, we're at the end. This is the finale. You know what I mean? It's a lot of games on the line, a lot of playoff implications. But nobody thought that this season would be this complicated, especially in a lot of these divisions, especially in the AFC South, the AFC North, the NFC South. It's crazy all over this NFL. But we're going to segue into our next game, right? The first game, excuse me. We're going to go ahead and we just going to talk about the hometown team then. You know what I mean? I'm going to throw a little wrench. We got Texans going against them Colts, man. It's a primetime game. They moved it up to Saturday at 7 o'clock. B, pros and cons. Who you got? Let me know something.
You know what it is when you see these two faces right here. It's the Mind on Greatness podcast, as my boy mentioned right there. You know what I'm saying? NFL Week 18. Just like he said, nobody thought the season would be this crazy at this point. But it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Especially for the AFC South. And right now we got a good battle going on right here between the Texans versus the Colts. The Colts at home, you know what I'm saying? The first time earlier in the season when the Texans played the Colts, the Texans at home. Anthony Richardson did what he had to do. He helped his team get the dub. But now the Colts have no Anthony Richardson, so that's going to be the first thing I talk about when it comes to the Colts. Without Anthony Richardson, I mean, Gardner Minshew has done a great job stepping in, filling the void for Anthony Richardson. But I think Anthony Richardson will be back with a vengeance next year. But right now, it ain't his story to tell. It's Gardner Minshew's story to tell right here. And him and Michael Pittman Jr. have been doing a great job this season. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't think they was gonna have a connection on the offense at all, especially with no Jonathan Taylor. You know, they go get Zach Moss and he comes in. He fills the void just as well as Gardner Minshew. He makes sure the running game continues to be a threat within the Indianapolis Colts offense. And now that they do have Jonathan Taylor back, they got sort of a 1-2 punch. But I ain't gonna lie, I don't think that 1-2 punch combination gonna be enough this week for the Houston Texans. You feel me? So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and roll over into the Texans. The Houston Texans have an opportunity right here. They have an opportunity to land themselves in the playoffs right here. You know what I'm saying? I know they playing away. I know it's always been tough for the Texans to go over to Indianapolis and win over there in that stadium. But at the same time, this is a different Houston Texans from what we've seen in the past. We got C.J. Stroud. We got Devin Singletary. We got D'Amico Ryans as the head coach. We got Bobby Slovic as the offensive coordinator. And hopefully they all mesh well together in this game and get them a dub and get into the playoffs. Now, again, I will mention, as we have mentioned the last few weeks in the last month of the season, we really don't want the Texans to make the playoffs if they're not healthy. Yeah, they got C.J. Stroud back, but they still missing that centerpiece, and I'm talking about Tank Dell. It hurts not to have Tank Dell, especially as a rookie going into the playoffs, because this could have been one of those things where it could have been a legacy built, with this whole Texans team. The rookies get to go to the playoffs and get that playoff experience. So when next season rolls around, it's nothing unexpected. It's nothing too much for them. But at the same time, the Texans have an opportunity to still get in the playoffs. And I think for the Texans, C.J. Stroud has a big game through the air. A big game. I say he gonna put up at least 250 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns. Dalton Schultz, he gonna get involved. He gonna get a couple catches. He might get in the end zone, but I think Nico Collins gonna be the key to this air raid offense for the Houston Texans right now. And then don't forget, last week they shorted Devin Singletary now. They only gave him 16 carries. He gave him 80 yards. Man, K-Po been saying ever since he touched the ball 20 plus times, he gonna give you 100 plus yards. You feel me? You gotta give him the ball. You gotta give Devin Singletary the ball. You gotta get that running game going. You gotta get in that playoff mindset. This game has to be played as if you're already in the playoffs. You have to get him the ball, and you have to have C.J. Stroud clicking as well with that passing attack. So And not only that, the Texans defense gonna have to step up big because I still kind of see Gardner Minshew and Michael Pittman Jr. having a decent game. I see, the running backs for the Colts. They also get a little bit of yardage, not too much, but they have a decent game for them. So this is not gonna be one of those games where they can walk in and say, "Hey, we got the dub. It's gonna be easy. We finna walk into the playoffs." No, 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 no. It's a divisional matchup, and it's the Colts. The Colts don't have those household names on that defense. They do have DeForest Buckner and that other boy on the D line. I think his name Speed. What's his name? Speed. I believe that's his name. Yeah, Speed. They got him, and they been doing their thing all season. Again, they don't have those big names on that defense, but that's not a defense you just gonna walk in and say, "Hey, we finna put up X amount of yards, X amount of rushing yards, and get all this glorified offense going on y'all." That's not one of those defenses you can say that about. So again, I'm gonna take the Texans right here. I'm gonna say the Texans win this game 20. I'm gonna say 24-17. Houston Texans. That's it for me for this game.
I second that, man. I think CJ Stroud is gonna have a pretty good game, but I think the key to victory for the Texans is to run the ball. Y'all know me. I'm a running back, former running back, so y'all know me. And if you watch these games and each time I just say run the ball, and when these teams run the ball, they win. So that's all I gotta say. I mean, when the motor is at over 100, the Texans win. That's just what it is. So I think Motor gonna have about 150. Think gonna have 150, 2 touchdowns. You know what I mean? I think he's gonna get between 20 25 carries. I think he's gonna average 4 to 5 yards a carry. Um, that's the Texans doing that brings up those linebackers, brings up those safeties to hit a for CJ Stroud to hit a Nico Collins, for CJ Stroud to hit a Dalton Schultz, and a Noah Brown and Hutchinson and Mitchie. You get what I mean? And Robert Woods, if he's gonna play this week, because I saw last week he went to the locker room. But I think the key receiver this game gonna be Dalton Schultz. I think Dalton Schultz is gonna be able to carve them up in the middle and be able to find openings and also have that yak. You know what I mean? That yak, that yard after the catch. You know what I'm saying? So I think the Texans, man, and also defensively, um, the key to them is that defensive line for the Houston Texans. They're gonna have to do all the stunts and all the stuff. They're gonna put out all their tricks this week, but the defensive line is going to be the key to victory for the Houston Texans defensively. It's not their secondary, because my daughter could play cornerback there. If you able to get a pass rush, I'm just keeping it 1,000. If you able to rush the passer, my daughter going to be back there, interception, running back down the field. You know what I'm saying? That defensive line for the Houston Texans got to get active this week. They have to take Gardner Minshew and that long, greasy hair that he got, and they need to yank it and put that boy in that turf. That's what they need to do with Gardner Minshew. You know what I'm saying? The keys for the Colts: run the ball, Jonathan Taylor, and control the clock. Keep CJ Stroud on the sideline. It's that simple, right? That's on the way. But y'all know me. Y'all know boss, man. I'm picking them Texas, man. I got them winning 27-21, and I think the Texas get in the playoffs. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
I'm gonna say this too real quick. Don't forget, this is an opportunity for Dalton Schultz to get his 7 catches and get his bonus incentive for the season. So, hey, CJ Stroud gonna be looking for him. I'm pretty sure they didn't had that little talk in the locker room during practice. Hey man, go ahead and help me out and get this bonus. I can use the money for the family. Not only that, get me in the end zone. We can get to the playoffs. I know they had that conversation. You feel me? I just want to throw that in there. That boy trying to get his incentive this week.
All right, all right, all right, all right. That boy trying to get paid. He trying to make it rain. We gonna we're gonna segue to the next topic, man. Next game, we got Jaguars versus Titans. The reason why we're talking about this game is a meaningful game in the AFC South, right? Because if the Texans beat the Colts, the Jaguars lose to the Titans, that puts the Texans as the winner of the division. Those of y'all who don't know that puts the Texans number one. The Texans go in the playoffs. It's that simple. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of implications on every game in the AFC South right now, right? So B, what you give me your take on the Jaguars and the Titans? Who you got?
I ain't gonna lie. Both these teams gonna put a lot on these quarterbacks' shoulders. Again, I don't know for the Titans which quarterback going to be in there. Excuse me, but I believe it's gonna be Ryan Tannehill. And then I'm gonna say this: last week, Ryan Tannehill had the Tennessee Titans looking very efficient on offense. They looked at somewhat decent. They looked like they had something to follow up on. You know, lately with Will Levinson, there's been like that pick up backyard football. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if he's gonna run. You don't know if he's gonna throw it to the right receiver. You don't know if he's gonna drop back, take a sack. It's like that old school, not old school. Excuse me. It's like that backyard pickup football when you got Will Levinson there, but Ryan Tannehill got in there and gave them something to build off of and believe in. And not only that, I'm gonna mention the coach Mike Vrabel right here. He's looking for something to build off of going into next season. He's going to be there. He's going to be the head coach, but he knows this season wasn't the season. Not only that, he has a lot to think about when it comes to dealing with Derrick Henry in the running back situation. So he has his work cut out for him going into next season. So right here, I think he gets the Titans going. I don't know how, I don't know where, but they're gonna have to dig deep and get it going. And then on the flip side, with the Jaguars again, we don't know if we got Sunshine playing. When I say Sunshine, we talking about Trevor Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? He looked just like Sunshine from Remember the Titans. You feel me? Throwback movie. You don't know about it, go watch it. You know what I'm saying? Disney Washington in that thing. But anyways, if it's better playing football for the Jaguars, I don't think they get the job done against the Titans. If they got Sunshine in there, Trevor Lawrence, then I think they have a fighting chance. You know, even though he's beat up, he's been playing Mr. Avenger all season. He's been fighting, showing that he's a dog, working through injuries and stuff like that. So again, if Sunshine plays, the Jaguars have a fighting chance. But if Beathard plays, then I don't know. I think the Titans edge this one out. They get something to build off of. They have something to lean on at the end of this season and moving forward into next season. But at the same time, me personally, I'm gonna go ahead and say the Titans win this game. You know what I'm saying? I think the defense plays tough. They play solid. They've been playing that way all season. They just haven't had an offense to be consistent to back them up throughout the season. So again, I think this defense makes it hard for the Jaguars to breathe, and I think the Titans get it done. I'm gonna say this is gonna be a close game. I say the first team to make it to 19 wins this game. I'm gonna say the Titans win it 19-13.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. This is a tough game, man, because like you said, better than there. It's it turns to a whole different type of game. It's a different type of offense. It's a different. You kind of got us as a coach when you got better. You kind of got to like break your playbook in half. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to go to his strengths and see where he does well, right? And then you got the Titans. I don't think that I've checked. I haven't heard anything. I don't think Will Levis is gonna play. So them having Tannehill, they can run a more efficient offense. You know what I mean? Because Tannehill is very efficient when getting the ball out of his hands and reading defense. He does it actually pretty well, pretty quick. I don't know why he wasn't starting, but I guess they want a spark and they went with the young bull. I get it. Will Levis got a big arm, but Ryan Tannehill is very, very efficient. So I think regardless, even if they have Trevor Lawrence, I got the Titans winning this game. I think the Titans are upset. You know, Mike Vrabel, he just yelled at a reporter the other day. He heated. That boy mad in the mud. He like he there was a playoff team last year or was on the brink, and now you know they 5-11 right now. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they're gonna play a little bit of inspired football. They trying to spoil the Jacksonville Jaguars postseason hopes. I think Derrick Henry has a big game. I forgot the running back that backs Derrick Henry up, but he cold in the mud. That boy, that boy got the. He hit you with that. You be seeing boys slide like a roller skate on the floor, like they in roll bounce. You know what I mean? You gotta keep it a stacked bundle. But yeah, Spears, that boy, he hit you with that. I be seeing him. You see the defender sliding like he in roll bounce, like Bow Wow, man. I'm telling you. So I think that two-head monster right there, man, they're gonna be able to control the clock, uh, keep Beathard off the field, which they don't really need to. But Beathard is a rhythm type of quarterback. When you got these backup quarterbacks, they're rhythm guys. They're guys that got to get in their rhythm. Okay, I'm gonna run the ball with Etienne. Okay, drop back, ball out my hands. Right, but if you keep them on the sideline, he's not able to get in his rhythm. right? And you controlling the clock and the pace of the game. You make it a grueling, old school, old fashioned, which I love, hard nosed, physical football game, right? And I just think that, the Tennessee Titans gonna get it done. So I got Tennessee winning 17-14. I think it's gonna come down to that. I think, they just gonna be able to drive the field on that last drive and kick that game winning field goal. So that's my take, man. But we're finna go to the last game. This is an important game as well, right? This decides the AFC East. Whoever thought that the Buffalo Bills would be in this situation, right? They started the season off. You was like, man, these boys sorry. Like, you know, Stephon Diggs' brother, was talking about, hey, get him out of there and all type of stuff. Now look at them. They're in a position to where they could win the division, right? Now they've had some key injuries. You know what I mean? I believe the lockdown corner is out, and I think their safety is out. So they had a lot of injuries, but they still pushing through. They lost their offensive coordinator in the middle of the season, but Joe Brady was able to fix this and turn Josh Allen back into Josh Allen. So B, who you got winning this game and why?
I'm gonna be straight up. I got the Bills winning it simply because that Dolphins defense, what they showed last week against the Ravens, was they have holes, they have gaps, they have flat-footed linebackers, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna point him out. I don't even know his name. Number 45. Number 45 was made a complete example out of last week against the Ravens. Justice Hill was scoring on him. Isaiah Likely was scoring on him. Lamar Jackson was just shaking the brakes off of him the whole game, and he was staying in the pocket, cool, calm, collected when 4-5 was coming. He was like, "Oh, he coming? Okay, I'm gonna throw this pass." And not only that, we now know that they've lost Bradley Chubb for the remainder of the season with the torn ACL, I believe. So it's tough for them. They lost Jason Phillips. You know what I'm saying? They already got a soft secondary. They got holes in the secondary. They do have Jalen Ramsey. They do have Howard, but at the same time, that's not going to be enough to slow down Josh Allen, Joe Brady, and his Bills offense. So I'm gonna be honest, the Bills win it, and how they win it, I'm gonna say they win it with the legs of Josh Allen, the precise passing of Josh Allen, and James Cook. We're going to see splashes of Stephon Diggs. I think he gets back in the end zone against the Dolphins. But at the same time, it's going to be a lot of Josh Allen and it's going to be a lot of James Cook because that's what Joe Brady's been going with. He's found him a new toy and he's been working that toy well. And James Cook, the running back for the Buffalo Bills. So I think it's going to be too much for the Dolphins to handle, especially without your two solid pass rushers in there. They still have Christian Wilkins, which I believe he'll make some noise. He'll get into the backfield. He'll have a couple hurries, may have a couple pressures, may even get him a sack. But at the same time, that's not going to be enough to slow down this Bills team because they, again, like you mentioned at the beginning of the season, everybody was like, "Man, this Bills team is T-Rash. T-Rash, trash is what I'm talking about." And now that they completely turned it around, you know what I'm saying, they came a long way, you know what I'm saying, and I'm glad we got Josh Allen back because the league is definitely better with the Josh Allen we have playing football right now. And then I'm going to flip over to the Dolphins offensive side of the ball. For the Dolphins, again, they always get out fast. That's not a problem. They always get out. They score. They put up 14 points quick on any team. That it's a proven theory in the league this season. But at the same time, they cannot maintain that pace. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is, but after they get up, they seem like they're content with getting up 14 or 13-3 or 13-0 on the team. And it looked like they just go ahead and hit that button and say they want to coast. They put it in cruise control like they're running a marathon. But nah, this ain't no marathon. If you're gonna be a sprinter, you got to sprint the whole race. Like you running the 400 from the jump. Bow right out the gun. If you got to sprint the whole 4 quarters, you got to sprint. And the Dolphins show that they haven't been able to do that. They haven't been able to keep up all season. I know they got a lot of speed with Achane, Hill, the other guys that's out there on the offense. I mean, I believe Tua should be using his legs a little bit more, but that they probably told him, "You get out there and run, you get smacked, you get a concussion, you fired." You know what I'm saying? He one concussion away from being out for the rest of his eternity when it comes to the NFL. But anyways, that's another story as I digress. And then I'm also mentioning this: the Dolphins have struggled with any team the entire season that's above 500. That's to go back and look at the record. That's stats. That's facts right there. You know what I'm saying? They've struggled with any team that's above 500. So again, I think the Buffalo Bills are too much for the Dolphins right here. The Bills are looking to make that push in the playoffs. They looking. This is their season. This is their chance. This is their opportunity. They don't have to deal with Patrick Mahomes and being explosive this season, being great. You know what I'm saying? The only team, I ain't gonna say the only team, but the team they really got to worry about is the Baltimore Ravens, and they won't see them until towards the end, I believe. But I say the Buffalo Bills win this game right here. I say they win it 27-17. Buffalo.
I mean, you broke everything down, so I really don't need to go into detail about nothing. So let me just go with my pick. I'm picking Buffalo. I think Buffalo will win 37-17. I think they're going to expose the Dolphins even more. The Dolphins are not a physical team, and that's something that they need to work on in the offseason is get more physical. You don't need to blow up the nucleus, but you need to add some tougher pieces. You know what I mean? Some guys that can get grimy on that offensive line and offensive side of the ball and defensive side of the ball. You know what I mean? I like Mostert. I think Mostert a dog. You know what I mean? But you need some more offensive linemen that's able to hold blocks longer because your offensive line really, if the receivers, if Tua don't get that ball out his hand immediately, it's an interception. You know what I'm saying? And so that's something that Tua needs to work on. But also, Tua is also has to worry about defensive lineman breaking free and he trying to run, and that's the reason why there that he has to get the ball. That's one reason why he has to get the ball out of his hands at a fast pace because their offensive line is really not that good. You know what I mean? We just got to be honest. The offensive line is really not that good. And then Tua, he had Tua be doing Tua. Tua be throwing for 300 yards and then he just I'm Tua right now. Interception. You get an interception. You Tua Winfrey. You in the interception. Coach, you want an interception? Throw it to you too. That's Tua. You know what I'm saying? It blows my mind. And you be like, bro, you literally just do a pick six. Now they got momentum. They coming back into the game. You see what I'm saying? So what the Dolphins got to do this game, man, is run the ball, man. They got to run the ball with Mostert, and they got to do them. But at the same time, they got to get physical. And I just don't think they have enough dogs on their team right now to get over the hump. You see what I'm saying? So I got the Bills, man. Josh Allen, between him running with his legs, throwing, Cook, Diggs, it's going to be a problem, man. 37-17. That's what I got. B, you want to close this up?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know right here, y'all probably saying why they did an all AFC episode. I ain't gonna lie to you. The NFC got some nice matchups this week, but at the same time, right now that playoff picture over there is just too confusing. It's too hard to pick who gonna do what, who gonna bounce who gonna beat who. You know what I'm saying? Who gonna slide, who gonna move up, who gonna go wild card, who gonna go. It's too much going on over there. Again, the NFC does have some nice matchups this week, but at the same time, I'll rather let some of that smoke clear up and then we'll toss the NFC back in there. But again, be watching some of these NFC games. We got the Falcons versus Saints. You know what I'm saying? That I think that's going to be a good game. I think they're going to find a way to make that a good game. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? It's been a great season. It's been a great season. Next time you see us, we're going to be talking about the playoffs. You feel me? The playoffs. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about playoffs? You know what I'm saying? That's what we gonna be on. I'm ready for the playoffs. I'm ready. But anyways, enough with the football. You know what I'm saying? After the football season, y'all stay with us. Y'all stick with us. We still got boxing, but we finna put a whole new spin on the podcast. We finna start bringing guests on. We finna start talking about worldly subjects. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of input on other things as well. We want y'all to see how versatile we are on this show. And again, shout out to Mike. He wasn't able to make it this time, but at the same time, he's still our brother. He's still in our hearts. We got love for him. But again, that's my main man right there. Boss Hog, Boss Dog, Capo to the dough. I'm Brody on the hustle. I was born in the tussle, so I'm going to get it and give it to you off the muscle just like that. You know what I'm saying? It's an all AFC episode. You know what it is. We out of here. Salute.